I've caught you in like 5 lies in about 2 minutes because you cannot remember what bull story or sentence you said 30 seconds ago. Am I wrong?
No, I have a memory problem. I've been trying to tell you guys.
You're full of We've already talked to
Can I have a paper so I can maybe...
You want to write down your lies? You want to write down a good journal? You're full of
This is Brittany Gosney and James Hamilton. The couple lived together with their 3 children, ages 6, 7, and 9. To say they were bad parents would be an understatement. James was a very angry man who expressed how he felt with violence, and Brittany would rather do anything else than be a mother. Nightly meals would consist of Hot Pockets cooked in a microwave, and that's if Brittany even felt like making dinner for her children. Their home was an unsanitary mess, and their children were dirty, and all that James and Brittany wanted was to not have to take care of their children anymore. In March of 2021, both Brittany and James showed up at the police station to report that their 6-year-old child, James, was missing. The police found this odd because normally when parents lose their children, they call 911. They put the couple into separate rooms and began questioning James.
Including you here for the same reason, trying to get some idea, some clue, even remote idea as to what happened with James, is his name, right? So everyone, well, whatever. But again, we have got to find this old fellow.
Oh, yeah,
we have got to.
Leave me out. That's the I want.
So let me start off. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Really,
the only thing I want.
Well, good. Now, how many kids total are there? 3. Let's start with the oldest one. Are these your children?
No, they're
okay.
Biological.
Okay, but you've been with Brittany for how long?
About 9 months now.
Okay, so they're coming up on being your kids, but just kind of take me, let's start yesterday afternoon at about noon. Yesterday at about 12 o'clock.
The detectives already know that something does not feel right about Brittany and James. Someone who has lost their child would immediately call 911 in a panic and then begin searching the neighborhood, hoping to find their missing child. In this case, the couple just showed up at the police station and they very calmly explained the situation. Now they both sit in interrogation rooms without showing any emotion or concern about their 6-year-old child.
So all 3 of the kids, you and Brittany, were at home watching television.
Yes, sir.
Now, with that being said, I never made it in your house, so I may ask you a bunch of dumb questions, just like where things were. So where is the television?
When you first walked through the front door of the living room.
Kind of in the living room, watching TV. What were you guys watching? Do you remember?
Kids cartoons.
Okay.
I don't really pay attention.
Sure, I got you. So you guys have got, what, 3 cars?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had problems with people bothering your shit before?
When I first moved up here, I had an ATV stolen off.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I made a police report.
Right. Where were you living at then?
Over on Woodside.
Okay.
As we've discussed in previous videos, the detective is asking James questions that he knows James will tell the truth about. He wants to watch James's body language as he tells the truth, so later on he can tell if he is lying.
Okay. What time did you guys eat dinner?
It was around 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Did you guys go get something, or did Brittany or you make something?
Brittany cooked.
What did she make?
She made pizza rolls for the kids, and me and her just snacked on stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I ain't really having an appetite being sick.
Oh, I believe it. So that's about 6:30, you just said.
We put the kids to bed.
Okay.
When they separated from me and Brittany. And then about 10:30, me and Brittany went to bed.
What's the next thing that you remember?
I got up around 3:45, and I went through the rooms, noticed the boy James was gone. I went down, I got to look in the front door, it was locked. I looked at the back side door, it's unlocked.
So both of them were locked?
No, it was unlocked.
Oh, unlocked.
After eating a healthy dinner consisting of pizza rolls, James claims that they put their children to bed, then went to bed themselves. Around 4 o'clock in the morning, James checks in on the children, only to find that 6-year-old James has disappeared.
So at what point did you wake up the kids or Brittany to make sure they didn't know where little James was?
Well, it was around about 8:30 this morning. I woke back up, woke up with everybody, and we all went looking again, and then we couldn't find him nowhere. We came here.
Sure. What's your gut feeling of what you think happened to little James?
I don't know. I'm hoping he's somewhere there in the neighborhood hiding.
Does he have any friends that he hangs out with?
None I'm aware of.
Does he have any of the parks that he likes to go to?
Any parts. I mean, he's ready to swing, anything will be on.
Okay. Well, like I said, I really appreciate you talking to me. And we're still trying to get to the bottom of all this, and obviously you and Brittany are our number one sources of information that's going to help us right now. But we got to find him. I'm sure you want him found as bad as we do.
I'd like to go as soon as possible before I go back out looking for him.
Sure. Well, you hold tight right here, and if you need something knocking on the door, I'm going to go check and see what else they can come up with. Maybe I got good news.
Now it's time for them to sit down with Brittany and listen to her side of the story. They question the couple separately because they want to hear what each one of them has to say. Then they will compare both statements and discuss any inconsistencies. If one of the suspects lies about something, there's a good chance that the other suspect will say something different. There is the chance, however, that the couple rehearsed what to say to police and even memorized answers to certain questions. But the detectives know this, which is why they ask so many questions.
Was the 6-year-old get in trouble last night?
Yeah, he got in trouble for something. I remember what it was.
You don't know what it was. What was the punishment last night?
Corn. I don't really like putting my hands on my kids.
That's okay. That's fine. Some people don't. You guys, what'd you have for dinner last night?
They had pizza rolls and chips.
The kids did? Okay. They're telling me that James had gotten in trouble for something and that he wasn't given pizza rolls, but he was given bread instead because that was his punishment. You remember that?
No, we gave them like lunch meat sandwiches at lunchtime.
And then all 3 of them, you're saying, got pizza rolls last night? Why would the kids tell me that?
Before talking to Brittany, the detective asks the children a few questions, and one of those questions was what they ate for dinner the night before. The children confirm the pizza roll story, then add that 6-year-old James was being punished and only received a slice of bread. The detective brings this to Brittany's attention immediately upon entering the room.
I would never make them go without any milk.
I know that.
I'd rather go without before them.
I understand what you're saying. I was trying to figure out what they're talking about, what the kids are talking about. Basically, I'm waiting for my guy to come here. He's going to do the polygraph for me, and we'll just kind of go from there. I got guys out canvassing the neighborhood, so we're actively looking for James.
Okay.
Little James is what I call him now because we got that James in there.
It's confusing, I understand.
So we're looking for James now. Don't think we're just sitting here talking to you. I got a bunch of people out doing that.
I was going to say, is anybody even out there looking for him?
Yes, 100%.
Because I'm sure brother and sisters were
Yes,
little
yes.
brother.
Right. Your daughter also said sometimes the big James doesn't get along with little James. What would you mean by that?
I don't know.
Does little James get any more or less trouble than the other kids?
They all get
Right.
about the same.
They're all close to the same age. They all, yeah, okay. So,
I know James does like being mean to them, so taking their toy away.
oh, little James.
Yes, not that.
I got you.
How about I just say my son?
Yeah, that'll work. All right.
The detective leaves the room after speaking with Brittany for only a few minutes. He has seen as much as he needs to, and he knows that the couple is hiding something. He knows that he was just in a room with a mother who recently lost her child, yet she did not shed a single tear, and she even laughs near the end of the conversation. At this point, the detective knows he needs a confession from either Brittany or James. He goes back in to talk to James first.
No, well, you've been here a little while, and you said whenever we walked in the door that we all wanted the same thing, and that's just fine, little James. I basically don't. I've got other officers out doing a bunch of stuff. I've got other officers that are out checking vacant buildings. They're out pulling videos from surveillance cameras that are in the neighborhood around there, and it's kind of like I really don't have anything else to do right now other than to go back, kind of retrace steps, go over things again.
I'm starting to get hungry. I like to go home.
After reading James's rights, the detective decides that the best way to get a confession from James is to tell him that Brittany has told them everything. It's a dangerous move because they have no information about anything. They assume that the child is no longer alive, and that is all they have to work with. By confronting James so quickly and without any information, there's a good chance that he will call their bluff. It's a very risky move, but this detective knows exactly what he is doing.
Hey, James.
Yes, sir.
I talked to you out there at your house.
Yes, sir.
A few minutes. I just talked to my girlfriend there. And I'm terrible with names. What's her name?
Brittany.
Brittany. All right, now she's told me most of the truth. Okay? She's saying she don't remember where he's at, but she's told me about he's dead. Okay? And that you guys were together. Okay?
What do you want to know, sir?
I need to know where the body's at.
That I do not know. As for me being with her and the kids, no, sir, I was not.
Okay, and we can talk about that
I
later.
got home.
We can talk about if you were there or not later. Okay, she's saying all five of you were together. And this is what happened. Okay? And I'm not going to go into details what she told me there.
The detective is careful and does not try to give any details on the case. If he gives a detail that is not correct, James will realize that they are lying to him. Most people do not realize that a police officer can legally lie to a suspect during an interrogation, and it seems James is also unaware of this fact. Watch as the detective gets answers from James without knowing anything at all.
Okay? So at this point,
Well, what did she tell you that happened, sir?
well, I know that he's dead. And I know that his body's somewhere, and I need to figure out, I'm wanting right now to recover his body is really important to me because it gives closure to both of you guys. Okay, that's the most important thing. We can go into detail later that when it's happened. Okay, because surely she's smart enough to tell you, even if you weren't with her, okay, you got to take some ownership of this, okay? Don't minimize anything.
The ownership I would take of it where I didn't call when she brought the body home, sir.
Okay. Where is the body then? When she brought the body home, what did she say she did with it?
She didn't tell me, sir. It happened up at Rush Run Park. It's where it happened at.
It happened in Rush Run.
Yes, she was supposed to take the kids up there, give them a scare tactic.
Right.
Drop them off for a few minutes, turn around and go get them. Because they all was acting up real bad.
Right.
James claims that their 3 children were acting out of control, and as a scare tactic to try to get them to behave, Brittany brought the 3 children to a remote area outside of town. Their goal was to scare the children into thinking they would be left alone in the middle of nowhere if they did not begin to listen to their parents. He continues to say that little James tripped and fell, and the impact ended his life. After Brittany realized what had happened, she brought the body back home to where James was waiting.
It's an accident.
But now, so when she brought the body back to the house.
She brought the body back to the house.
And what's the conversation then?
Conversation.
I've been freaking out.
I was. I told her. I mean, she called me.
So, did she leave? You're saying she brought the body back home, though?
Yes.
Okay, where was the body at when you saw it?
Upstairs in his bedroom.
In his bedroom. And when was all this? A couple days ago? Yesterday, today?
Friday night.
It's Friday night, so we're into Sunday now. We were Sunday morning. And how did you guys come up with the idea of, well, we're going to have to report him missing at some point, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That was her idea, sir.
Okay. So, stand there. So she brings the body home. Is it in the bedroom? And then what happens? Even if you yourself went out toasted by yourself and got rid of it, I just need to know where. If you're not,
You're still helping your wife.
They commend James for trying to protect his wife and tell him that by being honest, he is helping himself out. They are careful not to make any promises because a confession following a promise will not hold up in court. James believes that Brittany has told them everything, that she even said that he was there at the time of the accident. James thinks that his best option is to separate himself from the crime, but as he continues talking, he does not realize he is digging his own grave.
I don't know exactly where it was, sir.
okay, were you with her when the body was dumped?
Yes.
Okay. If we went out driving, did you take it back up to Rush Run?
We wasn't up the Rush Run, man. He's off the bridge. He's in the river.
Okay. What bridge? Middletown Bridge?
No. Cincinnati.
Down Cincinnati?
Well, it's the bridge that goes from Kentucky to Indiana.
Okay. How did you what time of day or night is this?
This was about 3 o'clock this morning.
This morning? Okay. What did you do with the other two kids go with you then?
No, they was at home and back asleep.
Alright, so both of you guys get up. We gotta do something. And then take him down to Cincinnati off 71. You're thinking
275, yeah.
Okay, and just throw him off the bridge, or did you?
Hold him off the bridge.
Was it like a stream or was it the actual river?
The actual river.
The Ohio River, the big one.
Yes.
Fine, but you're doing good. I know this is hard on you. Look at me. I know this is hard on you.
Now I'm going to jail just for helping her.
Okay, we can figure it out to be. Okay, listen, this ain't fair to me. It ain't fair to the little boy either. We'll figure it out.
I told her that. I mean, when she called me and told me she's at the wrong place, I told her, fucking turn around, come home. Turn around, come home.
At the wrong place. You mean at Rush?
At Rush Run.
Okay. What was her plan then? Because he didn't accidentally get fall.
I don't know, sir. I mean, the story she told me when she came home, 1 minute it was he had the handle door, and she took off, and he fell.
On the car? On that van?
On my van.
Okay.
Then the next minute it was that he was chasing after her, tripped and fell.
So she told you a couple of different stories.
Yes.
With this newfound information, they decide it's time to leave James and go talk to Brittany. They not only have confirmation on the crime, but they now have details to go with it. They know that the accident story does not make any sense at all, and that there is more to this story. They confront Brittany and tell her everything that James told them. Without shedding a tear, Brittany explains her version of events.
We're just trying to figure out, exactly what you were thinking. Why? Because from what you've said, and please correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
James told you, I want the kids gone, I don't want to see them no more.
Yes.
When you loaded up in the car with the kids, you left Crawford Street with all 3 kids.
Yes.
James was in that house.
Yes.
He wanted you to take them somewhere and never bring them back.
Yes.
Okay. So, you're confused. You care about James.
And I also...
You care about James, right?
Yes.
So, you take off driving.
Yes.
So, you get to Rush Run, and did you tell them, hey, how about in pee or the date?
Well, at first they said I have to pee. I said, okay, well, go ahead and go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you got out, and you went in through the side door.
The side back door, yes.
Right, and you lifted him out.
Yes.
Set him on the ground.
Yes. I didn't throw him or anything.
Well, okay, sure. Nobody is saying you did. So once he's on the ground, what happens then?
I went to go pull off.
Where was James whenever you backed up and pulled out? Little James.
Well, I wasn't all the way into the parking spot. I was just like halfway there, not all the way there. When I went to go pull away, I'm guessing he had the handle.
Right.
And,
Brittany believes that if she can convince the detectives that it was just an accident, she will be fine. She makes sure to give them every little detail, because when a person is lying, they will usually tell the lie in great detail, thinking that it will make it far more believable. Brittany claims that she was pulling away from her children after leaving them miles away from their home, and little James grabbed the car door handle.
and then I went to go drive off, and he, of course, had a handle. When I looked, he didn't have it. And then went to, I heard kids screaming. I don't remember. I thought it was for sure Rachel, but they both, I don't know.
Why were they screaming? Because you were leaving them?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they knew I wasn't never just gone.
Sure.
So, they were standing by the bathroom stall, whatever it is, and James was kind of standing close to them, but not that close.
Sure.
And as I showed you on the paper, I just went around him and didn't realize he had the handle.
Did you see him grabbing a handle?
No.
Okay, you're just.
But when I kind of I'm assuming he grabbed the handle because I kind of pulled him a little bit, not much, and he got up and it fell back down. I guess I kind of probably made him hurt his knee on the ground or something, and he lost his balance, and he tried to catch his balance. He didn't get to, and he fell and busted his head on the ground.
For almost an entire hour, they discuss every tiny detail from the day of the accident. The detectives do this because they plan on asking these same questions again later, and if Brittany is lying, she'll have a very difficult time remembering most of the questions. However, if she is telling the truth, it will be very easy to recall the answers. The detectives then ask Brittany what happened after the accident. They still do not believe that a trip and a fall would cause such an injury, but for now, they just need to get more information from Brittany and then build on that.
So when you got back home with James, you come back with the kids. How do you bring James? Do you just carry James into the house, or does James go out and get him?
I carried him in.
Okay.
Where are the clothes at that you were wearing when you carried them in?
Sitting on top of my basket.
Are they dirty?
Yeah.
Right, I got you.
So you carry the boy back inside.
Mm-hmm.
Have you already contacted James and told him what happened? Okay, by text or by call?
It was a text.
You sent him a text?
Yes, and then he called me, told me to bring him back because he couldn't get James to listen.
So you bring the kid back, you carry the kid in, and then what happened? Where do you put the kid? Where do you put James?
I just laid him on the when you walk in the door, that room right there, on the floor.
The front, when you walk in the front living room?
Yes, the front room.
So the living room?
Where the couch is, yes.
You laid him?
I laid him on the floor.
Okay.
The bare floor.
Mm-hmm.
And he took him upstairs.
James took him upstairs.
And put him in the bedroom.
We'll give you a few minute break, and then we'll be right back.
Do you need anything? You need another restroom? You need anything?
I wish I had an anxiety med.
They have enough information to book both Brittany and James into the local county jail. They plan on interrogating the couple again the next day, after they have a chance to regroup and figure out a new line of questioning. They will try and ask many of the same questions, as they look for inconsistencies in the answers. If they can get Brittany and James to distrust one another and look out for themselves, they will be able to get more answers as to what really happened that day.
So, kind of where we are right now is we talked for a while yesterday, and I'm sure you were kind of jacked up and excited, which is totally understandable. And I think you were mostly honest with us yesterday.
I was 100% honest with you.
So, where we're at right now is Brittany has given a lot of information that makes sense. We've been able to corroborate some of it. there were a few things in particular that I wanted to ask you about. Right now, we're at the point where we're kind of missing some pieces.
What the detectives need now is motive. They still do not believe the accident story, but until they can get answers for that, they will continue to build a case for the motive the couple had. He begins by asking James about the children and when they started acting out of control.
You've already kind of explained a lot of your involvement, so the missing pieces are quasi-irrelevant. They're not super important, but I need these pieces just to tie everything together. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we're into Wednesdays. If any of them get in trouble, any of them fight with each other, any of them fall down the stairs.
Pretty much in trouble, sir.
Right.
They always was lying to us.
Mm-hmm. About what?
Everything. I mean, we asked them one little simple question, and no, I didn't do that, and we know they did.
Mm-hmm.
And they just, I mean, everything.
It's kind of all three of them, a continual behavioral problem.
Yes.
At what point did the kids really start being an issue?
Well, one minute they'd be an issue, we punish them, put them in a corner. I mean, we tried mass things with these kids, make them have cane goods in their hands, tippy toes, fingertips on the walls. Nothing was working well. Nothing at all. Me and her started getting into it real hot and heavy over it. I told her, I said, I can't be putting up with this. I said, I just left this same relationship because of the same issues.
Sure.
About 2 months ago.
About 2 months ago.
Yes. And then I kept arguing with her.
That's when everything really started jumping.
I kept telling her, I said, either you need to find somewhere to go with you and your disrespectful kids.
Right.
Or I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess she got tired that night when me and her got into it. She went up there, took them, kept telling me she's going to take them and drop them off. I said, I don't care what you do.
Right.
I said, you go ahead and take my bag, do whatever you want with them.
Sure.
I mean, I wasn't refusing her a vehicle to where she could take them to her sisters, her moms, I mean, something.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing I know, I get that text from him.
And what the text said?
On my way back, he's dead.
The detective now wants to find out how much of the crime that James was a part of. If James had no idea what was about to happen, it would be quite a bit different than if he had known about it all along. He is already in trouble for covering up the crime and not reporting it, but if he was involved from the beginning, he could potentially get life in prison.
I mean, she told me she was taking them up to Rush Run and dropping them off.
Mm-hmm.
Me and her done it twice before as a scare tactic.
Had taken them up to Rush Run?
We dropped them off right there by the bathroom. I drive out by the exit there, turn around right back in.
Right.
Well, they learned something. Maybe for 2-3 days and then had to bring back up.
How long would you guys normally leave them there?
Just long enough to drive right out to the road, turn around right back in.
So maybe 10 minutes, maybe.
Not even that. I mean, 3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay. So, when she left with them, it was your understanding that she was not bringing them back. She was going to drop them off somewhere.
I didn't know exactly where she was dropping them off. I mean, she said that she was taking them to Rush Run.
But she told you that when she left?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought she was just going to, like I said, we did a couple other times, turn around and pick them up. And I was thinking about calling the police on her. I told her that day. She started crying, begging me not to.
Right.
I mean, I love her. I care about her. So I did. I mean, I fucked up.
Yeah, I get it.
I fucked up.
So you told her to go back and get him?
Yes.
And she did?
Yes.
And again,
And I also told her, I said, you should have called the police when it happened. I said, at least then it would have been an accident.
It surprises me how many people continue to talk to police without a lawyer, even after they've been arrested. Now that they have motive, it's time to figure out exactly what happened. Had it been an actual accident, they would have immediately reported it and would have had no reason to lie. The detective asks James if he believes Brittany is lying. This question builds trust with James because he will think the detective is on his side and believes his story.
So what's your gut? Do you think it was an accident? How did she explain?
She told me 2 or 3 different stories. Right. I mean, like I told you yesterday, one minute she told me he had to hold up the handle of the van, one minute he didn't.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, he had to hold up the handle of the van. Mm-hmm. Did you run him over? No. I swear to God, I didn't run him over. I asked the other 2 kids because they were supposed to have seen it all. They said no, she did not run him over.
Right. So how did James get moved from the car to the house?
She did.
Okay. So when she brought him in, where did she put him?
Laid him in the living room floor right there as soon as she walked in. She took off her coat, hung it up, sat down beside me.
Which coat was she wearing?
That pink one with corners though.
So he was laying in the living room floor, and did he stay there until he was taken elsewhere?
No, I got tired of him laying there myself. I carried him up, stuck him in the front bedroom upstairs.
Okay. The front bedroom. Was that the little one? No. Which bedroom was that?
You go straight up the steps and straight in. Okay.
And what, did you lay him on a mattress or on a blanket, on a rug?
I just laid him on the floor.
Flat on the floor.
I was trying to get her to go ahead and call the police there.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want to. She was worried about going to jail. Mm-hmm. She ain't never been in jail a day in her life at that. Mm-hmm. I have been.
Sure.
Told her if anything, I can't see you go to jail and be without your babies and that. Mm-hmm. I told her, I said, I'll step up to the plate and take the fall for everything.
Right.
Now James explains how he and Brittany put little James into their car and drove to a local bridge. They needed to get rid of any evidence, and what better way than to take that evidence and throw it over a bridge and into the river.
Took off about halfway across the bridge, stopped, put him in park. She grabbed his feet, I grabbed his shoulders and threw him.
You guys pull up. You guys see a car and you pull over right before the bridge, or 100 yards before the bridge.
About 100 yards.
Right around there. You wait, you go by. As soon as that happens, you guys pull up, and you just, there's really not much room there.
She jumps out.
Okay.
I didn't even open my driver's door. I just climbed around. She opened the side slider door, grabbed his feet, I grabbed his shoulders. Not that I'm aware of, sir. As soon as we let him go, I jumped right back in the van. When we got going, she looked at me and said, I heard him hit, and kind of giggled about it even.
Right. So, did you see him, did he float? Did you see him floating?
I don't know. I had no idea. She got straight back in the van and we took off.
No, and again, that's kind of where we are. You're worried entirely too much about what she said. No, listen. I want the whole truth too. That's why you know the whole truth. You're sitting here fishing me to see what I know, and I've been fished by the best of them, and I'm not going to be a dick about it, but you ain't the best.
James thinks that he can outsmart this detective by fishing for answers that he thinks Brittany would give. But the detective is smart and he knows what's going on, so he calls him out on it and shuts him down. When this happens, James realizes that instead of just trying to answer the questions the way he thinks Brittany would, he should just be honest. He begins to explain that they did not just dispose of the evidence. Instead, they realized they would need an anchor to keep it underwater.
Okay, I've got a lot of info here.
She wanted something to help hold him down in the water. There's a brick tied to his chest.
There's a brick tied to him?
Yes.
What kind of brick?
About this long, about that thick.
Like a cinder block brick, or like what kind of brick?
Something like a center block brick. It's more like a yard walking stone brick. I mean, it's about this long, like that was said.
Right. Where'd you get the brick? You go out of the back of your yard, and you go to the right down the alley, or to the left down the alley?
To the right.
So you went to the right. Did you go to the cross alley, or did you go all? So you go to the cross alley and you make a left.
Yeah.
See, this is how this works. I know a load of information about this. A lot of it's been confirmed, and I've ruled out some of it. Well, some of it that you told us initially. Now, with that being said, I'm not holding that against you, because you're a little bit freaked out. But here's where we are. Right now is going to be one of your only opportunities to genuinely show me that you're going to cooperate. This is good. This is good, because I knew all this.
The detective knew nothing about the brick and the rope, but he tells James that he did know, and that he knows that James is telling the truth. It's a bit risky, because had James been lying and the detective confirmed that his lies are true, then James would have known that the detective was bluffing. The detective processes this information very quickly and replies with a fantastic question. He uses his knowledge that little James is anchored right over the bridge in the water and tells James that because this water is cold, it will preserve any evidence that could show that it was not an accident at all.
So I'm going to ask, I'm going to ask you a very, very big question that and regardless of what you think you know about forensics, I don't know everything about forensics, but I've been told by several forensic people that we've got quite a long time that we can still find him due to the water conditions and still be able to determine how he died. I'll say it like that. And that water is kind of deep right there, so it's going to be even colder. So basically, he's going to be pretty much preserved, and we're going to find him if, in fact, that's where you guys put him. That's why it's very important that you're totally honest. Because the story about when, where, and why, okay, you dropped him off on your first trip over that bridge.
No, second.
Third.
I'm sorry, because I went up, I turned around, came back across it. We got off at Lawrenceburg there, turned around, and came back on.
Okay,
that's
so
when I pulled over, stopped, and wait.
So, right. Well, and you see, this is making it a lot easier. And I can already tell your shoulders have dropped a little bit. Dude, I know a lot of this stuff. You know, you drove instead of riding the shotgun. That doesn't change any of this. You were still there with her during this. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, don't look ahead. Don't read into what I'm asking you. The charges, I mean, it's already happened, whatever you guys did. It's just a matter of figuring out exactly when and where. Hold on. Hey. And just keep it, it's a matter of figuring out exactly who, what, and where did what.
For the next 2 hours, the detective picks apart James's story, trying to get as many details as possible. They can now charge James with tampering with a body and child endangerment, but they still do not have enough evidence to charge him with anything else. He explains to James that as long as he is truthful and he was not there when the crime occurred, then he should be fine. Little do they know that after they finish with James, Brittany is ready to tell them everything.
To me. So with that being said, you suggest to Brittany that if the kids weren't here, if you took the kids out and left them to run and let whatever happened to them happen to them, you didn't make her do that.
No, sir, I never hugged, no knife to her, never, nothing like that.
So just because you make a suggestion, if I walk out here and tell somebody in the street, hey, I think you ought to go rob that bank, and they go do it, is that on me? If they're not... I
don't really know how that would work by law, sir.
Well, it's not. See, the thing I'm getting at here is I think you're trying, for the most part, to be on her, that if if you said that to her, but she did it on her own and you stayed at home and you didn't have any part in her leaving the kids out there, and like I'm saying, leaving them supposedly permanently, okay? That, you're still at home. You weren't in the car when that happened, were you?
I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I loved them kids like that. It was my own. I was trying to give them what was best for them.
Right. Okay. Hold tight. Hold tight. I'll be right back. So, you tell me right now, what was the plan when she left Crawford Street that, once she got out there, you got cold feet about? Supposedly told her to come back. What did she tell you she was going to do with those 3 kids when she left Crawford?
One of the things she told me she was going to do with them was drop them off, sir. And I swear to God on that.
What did she tell you? How did James get killed?
I never got a straight out story.
No. Eventually, there's no way in hell that she didn't tell you, okay, I'm trying to help you out with. Okay, I can't.
She did this. You didn't.
I'm telling you everything.
All I want to know is what she told you she was going to do with them kids. That's it. Because it doesn't make sense.
All she told me she was going to do with them kids was drop them off, sir.
They try their best to get James to confess to knowing what Brittany was going to do before she left their home. If James knew what was going to happen and he did not attempt to stop it, then he will be in a lot more trouble. The detectives are not able to get James to change his story, and he continues to say that all he knew was that Brittany was going to drop the children off and come home. They realize that they will get no further information, so the detectives go back to talk to Brittany.
I would assume Monday.
Okay, I need a shower. Like, you can see I'm breaking out everywhere.
I'll ask him. I'll go back there and talk to him as soon as I drop you back off. I got a question for you, though. Are you willing to talk to me about what happened?
Yeah.
First off, I need to know why you guys are down in Richmond, Indiana, at Walmart.
I didn't go to any Walmart.
You did not go to any Walmart?
No, that's why I'm looking at you like, what are you talking about?
Did he take the kids and go to Walmart?
He might have. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm telling you, he does stuff when I'm sleeping. So how am I supposed to know anything?
Well, I mean, you're not sleeping 24/7.
My meds would let me. I'd be sleeping 24/7.
Right. Is he really where you said you dumped him?
My son?
Yes.
Yes. That's where he dumped him.
Okay, but you were with him.
Yes.
Okay.
That is where.
That is where you guys went to do.
Yes.
That's legit.
And yes, he said to make sure we dumped him on that side because of the currency or something goes this way. I don't know nothing about the water.
Right. So it doesn't matter.
Even though it was an accidental.
I think it was, but you went there to dispose of your kid, to leave your kids out there is what you went to do.
I went to go there to drop them off, not to harm them or anything.
Okay, but you're still abandoning your children. Okay.
Brittany still believes that she will receive a lesser charge by saying it was an accident, but the detective confirms that this is not true, and she will be receiving the maximum charge for her crime. Brittany knows that this is her last chance to say something to clear her name, or else her life will be over.
Okay,
so it doesn't matter. Well, either way, what I'm trying to get at is, I still don't think you're being totally honest with me about how he died. To be quite frank with you, okay? For some reason, you're minimizing the fact that you drug him. Okay.
When he asked me, I didn't.
Was there any other means used to harm your child by you or by your boyfriend?
Okay, you gotta explain better than that.
Okay, so if you tell me the truth and say, hey, no, this is really what happened, this is how, then I just want to know the truth of the matter. Because when we recover him, an autopsy is going to show.
And we're going to recover him. Didn't they know yet, but they found him on sonar. They think they found him in sonar. Sonar is like an X-ray for the water. Because this is the issue with you. You're right. We're right in the middle of a conversation. Now, you can't hold a thought to carry on a conversation because you're all over the place. And honestly, I think it's because you're full of shit and you don't want to just talk and have a conversation about what the subject matter is. Was he alive when you went to the park?
Suddenly, Brittany's story changes, and she says her son was not alive in the van on the way to drop the children off. This is her last-ditch effort to pin the crime on James, so she tells a story of how James took the life of her child in a fit of rage. They ask her why she did not call them, and she tells them it was because he took her phone. For the first time in almost 10 hours of interrogation footage, Brittany begins to cry.
Your youngest baby.
He wasn't responding when he got out of the van.
Where at?
Remember when I told you when we got there, he wasn't.
When you got
He was already dead before you got there. Yes or no?
Yeah, he had to because he wasn't.
Okay, then how did he die?
Whatever James did to him upstairs.
Okay, you need to tell me that. What did James do?
The kid, all three
kids. You can ask all three of them.
Because I know he hog-tied them.
Yeah,
okay.
And he was beating them.
Why didn't you call us?
He wouldn't let me have a phone.
Okay, so he's dead before you even take him out of the house. Is that correct?
Yeah, I didn't know it.
Who loaded him up in the car? So he didn't walk to the car.
The kids, basically helped him to the car. The other two kids helped James to the car.
Your two other kids carried dead James to the car. Okay, you're fucking lying.
No, am I not making this sense?
No, not at all.
Can you please stop yelling at me?
Brittany is obviously lying as she comes up with terrible answers. The detectives ask questions quickly, trying not to give her any time to think of more lies. She becomes so flustered, she even says that her other children helped carry little James out to the car. And then she asks the detectives if anything she is saying is making any sense at all.
You're going to sit here and tell me and tell us that your two other babies carried youngest one to the car.
So then you really didn't drag James.
No, that's why I keep trying to tell y'all. I didn't do anything to that little boy.
You did? Yeah, you did. You didn't help him, number one. Okay? You're a grown-ass adult. That's a little baby.
Yeah.
How many times, what are they going to say about you hitting on him?
No, I'm not really in on them at all. I make them stand in the
What are they going to say about you hitting on them that night with James upstairs?
They're probably just going to say I whipped their butt. That's about it. Like you said, you do your children.
Right.
But I don't punch them, leave bruises, nothing. That's all James.
And then what?
And then I told him, well, I'm about to go up there on time because the kids don't deserve this.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, if you do, I'm going to shoot your ass.
Okay. You tell the kids he wants me to get rid of you guys.
Yeah, exactly what I told him.
And then what?
It took me 10 minutes to make sure they were all downstairs from getting changed and whatever they had to do upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So once they all got downstairs, I took them out to the van.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure they buckled up.
What did James say to all this? He's telling you something specific, I would assume. What's the conversation between you and James? How does he want you to get rid of him?
He just told me to take him to the run. He just said rush run.
And do what?
He just told me to take them there and drop them off.
Okay.
So I took them there and dropped them off.
Okay. So now you're up at rush run. Okay, just you and the 3 children.
Mm-hmm.
Now what happens?
I told the kids to get out.
Okay.
And then that's when James didn't want to get out, or he didn't even answer me.
So the 2 kids get out?
Yes.
Okay.
James would not answer me for nothing.
Okay.
And I was back there kind of shaking his arm, trying to get him to talk to me. And he wouldn't say anything.
Okay. Sitting there. At what point do you drive off?
5 minutes later.
After listening to Brittany tell yet another story, the detective has had just about enough of it. He is sitting there, listening to a mother describe the passing of her son, as if she was telling him about a trip to the grocery store. The detective knows he is seated across from a cold-hearted monster, and he is about to lose control.
I'm about to lose my temper, and I'm trying not to. I'm gonna take a break.
Do you want to talk to me or no? You probably don't, because you're not going to tell me the truth. You've sat back there in that jail, and you've tried to come up with some excuse for the... Hold on, let me move over here. I'm too close to you. Because you've sat back there in that... Just listen, okay? You've sat back there in that jail, and you've tried to come up with some reason to justify you not getting charged with murder. Here's where we are, okay? There's no doubt in my mind you took those kids out there to leave them out there. You took them out there hoping no one would ever see them, find them, or you would never see them or hear from them again. Is that a safe assumption?
Yes.
Brittany received life in prison with the possibility of parole after 21 years. As of the making of this video, James has yet to be sentenced, but he faces up to 19 years for his part in the crime. I hope you found this video informative, and if you did, please think about subscribing. It's free, and it really helps this channel out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time here on the Red Tree Crime YouTube channel.